else has entered, and you're still waiting at the door. You carry something in you that isn't needed anymore. You could spare the city, it's pulsing louder than before. You carry something in you that isn't needed anymore. Is it your hope that you can't keep in check? Is it your hope that won't give you anything back? Your hope that you can't keep in check? Is it your hope that won't give you anything back? There's a great day coming to wipe the blind spot off your eye. And there's a great day coming, and you will see the reason why. You carry something in you that isn't needed anymore. And there's a great storm coming, you'd better start to gear up for. Is it your hope that you can't keep in check? Is it your hope that won't give you anything back? Your hope that you can't keep in check. Is it your hope that won't give you anything back? Your hope that you can't keep in check. Is it your hope
Good evening and welcome back to my dwarven fortress of Esmulrakust, to my apparently 0 watchers at the moment, but I'm sure they'll turn up later. So last session was not very exciting. We got a Minotaur who made it as far as about here before being gunned down by our ludicrously overpowered bolt thrower. Um, uh, and I did notice that we were out of bedrooms because people had started sleeping in the hallways. So I think my current priority is, and we got a ludicrous longsword which we need to find a use for. I really need to actually organise the military. Maybe we'll do that this session, who knows. But we also need to dig out some more bedrooms because all the bedrooms are full. And I should think about how to do that in a vaguely sane way. So I think I want to save this Z level for magma used to power forges, etc. So I think this is going to be the highest residential level, and we can't really expand eastwards very much because we're running into, or at least we were running into damp. Yes. Like, we don't quite know where the boundary of the damp is, but it's kind of slightly under 1 bedroom eastwards. Then we have to go down below the below the aquifer and then below the caverns, or at least then. I mean, we could, in theory, I suppose, wall off bits of the caverns to turn into bedrooms. I don't think that's really practical. So then the question is, do we expand what we've got on this Z level, or do we go down another level? And I think I had a kind of principle that ended me up thinking that I should expand at least a little bit on this Z level, because like, if we look at how long a walk it is from the staircase to the most distant rooms up here, if we assume that's acceptable, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rooms away, each one of which is 4 squares, so that's 28 squares. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're 9 Z levels down, which means we should subtract, say, 2 rooms from that. But that still means we could go 5 rooms away from the central staircase, and it'd still be the same length of walk as some of the upper level. Oh, except we do need to allow for the fact that the 2 staircases don't line up, so that's about another 2 rooms. So 3 rooms away, which conveniently, you will observe, is approximately the distance we built outwards here. So I think we could do like a corridor along here with a bunch of rooms off to the north of it, like 3 rooms off to the north of that. And then we probably, unless there are areas that are obviously, where we obviously should have built more. Like here we do have the inconvenience that there's a lot of fortress infrastructure around that we can't really get around unless we actually start replacing lumps of the cavern, and that's really quite painful process. So I think we'll probably go down another Z level and build like a really nicely laid out layer of rooms for 1 Z level where there is nothing to get in the way, but after we've built a few up here. So if we put in walls here, that would give us a like 2 by something room, wouldn't it? Which would be kind of weird. So I think we should probably just make an additional hallway. I mean, even numbers of rooms are the easiest to put like nicely shared doors in. Let's go for 4. The most distant one will be a bit distant, but Hang on, that room is going to end up connected there, isn't it? Well, we can stick a wall there to stop it. What? Thank you. So that's like one layer of, that's the first 4 rooms. I don't really know how many we're short, because all we can tell is that every extant bedroom is occupied, which isn't a very helpful fact. We do have at least one unoccupied tomb. So clearly the fortress really should have been called filled bedrooms and not filled tombs. Right. Yes, it's true. Like, we have quite a few filled tombs. So if we've got 90 people and the rule of thumb was one table for every 5 people, then that means we should have 18 tables, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, which we have more than got. I would like to finish building the equipping the dining room at some point, but I don't think there's much urgency. We did have a decent number of spare porcelain bricks though, didn't we? So can we do another lump of porcelain flooring here? Just, yes. In order to continue cheering up the dwarves. Eventually I will remove all the tables from here, put a nice porcelain floor underneath them and then put them back again. But that will have to wait until we have enough bricks. And we could use that occasion to remove the not very good tables, i.e. not stupidly over-blinged tables, and install some better ones. So yes, we have been doing some mining over in the east somewhere, finding unusual volcanic walls and getting their exciting gems and indeed exciting magic swords out of them. Well, maybe not really magic swords, just very nice sharp swords made of singing metal. I mean, it's kind of magic if it sings, I suppose. So yes, that was I think the earliest bit of unusual volcanic wall that we dug out. So the diamonds are still burning there. I think they will burn for a long time, but they're not very dangerous. Oh, the cave moss has started to grow back already, though. So yes, I should have a quick look around for any more. Have we conclude whether we have actually mined all of the unusual volcanic walls that the caverns, or at least the upper caverns, have to offer. Can't spot any on Z level 25. Oh no, there's some. So let's schedule a slightly high priority task to dig downwards from there, which would be fine if it were actually possible to get there, which it isn't. Because, like, making one's way to there through the caverns looks like being a bit fiddly. In particular because there's that tree trunk there which is going to... Let's go staircase up there. It's open space, yes. So then mine around there. So I think that's reachable. Like by picking our way through there. Yes, that's surely reachable from somewhere we know about. Though no one seems to be exploring the possibility, possibly because they're busy digging possibly because someone has just instructed them to dig out an enormous area over here, and until they've dug at least one square of it, they're not going to be interested in going into the caverns. So what are you? Where are you going with that? Well, maybe we should, since people keep not feeling anything about the dead forgotten beast, maybe we should actually instruct someone to dispose of that body. There was a troll or something nearby, wasn't there? Oh, if there is, someone's already disposing of... Oh no, it's a giant cave toad. Oh right, yes, giant cave toads are probably have quite valuable bones. We should definitely take that apart. Okay, we are still... Oh right, no, I was going to say we're still finding new bits of the caverns. No, we have struck White Chalcedony in a more literal sense than usual, in that we've actually just dug into it. Well, I mean, it's more literal than when you're wandering through the caverns and go, oh look, some White Chalcedony, which isn't really striking White Chalcedony so much as stumbling across it.
White Chalcedony finds you.
Yes. I have no idea which are the best beds. The forgotten beast, Ongscom Urasmunstu Ongas Edo, has come. A giant three-eyed mosquito. It has a curling trunk. I think we would usually call that a proboscis, but still.
Maybe when it's gigantic.
Yes, it becomes a trunk, and it squirms and fidgets. Its amethyst exoskeleton is rough and cracked. Beware its hunger for warm blood.
That actually makes sense for a mosquito. I mean,
Yes. Right.
I think, and again though, this is a forgotten beast that's mostly made of name.
I meant to pause immediately and didn't quite succeed, so the mosquito has moved a bit. There it is. Ongscom Moistlie, the dream of owls.
Does that mean owls dream of it, or it dreams of owls?
That's a very good question. Right. So I should probably try to get... I should probably try to stop people trying to do things in the caverns. So part of that should be enabling the inside burrow. Oh, and making sure everyone is actually assigned to it. Um, and then let's blueprintify any active mining in the caverns, and then we'll de-blueprintify those
What does blueprintify mean?
those bedrooms. So Verity asks, what does blueprintify mean? If you can, when marking an area for mining, you can do so in a blueprint mode, which means that it doesn't, the instructions don't actually get any attention paid to them. They just appear on the screen. And then you can convert blueprints into actual instructions for mining and vice versa. And so since I had programmed a bunch of mining to happen in the caverns, say turning every piece of mine working in the mines in the caverns into blueprints means that no one will do any mining down there.
But it's effectively.
But when I want to put it back, I can just, yes, it's still on the to-do list, and I can similarly trivially mark all mining in the caverns as active. So what I'm now going to do is to mark the construction of new bedrooms as not a blueprint again, because that can safely carry on. So I might want to have a quick look around for dwarves in the caverns.
The science floors in the caverns.
Yes. Can't see any. We don't have a system of one-way valve system for the caverns yet. So I essentially have to decide to either lock people in to the caverns or leave the caverns open. We can arm the, or rather crew the bolt throwers down there at least. And probably station some troops down here and move the syrups of starting into off-duty mode and make the siege operators exclusively siege operators, which should help. The Forgotten Beast, possibly because of squirming and fidgeting, is not moving very efficiently. Oh, of course it can fly. Sorry, I've just spotted some bedrooms that really need cabinets in them. Have we got some spare?
My bedroom.
Yes.
Some cabinets there.
No, we don't have any cabinets at the moment. Right, let's make some cabinets. Yes, so I am a little worried by a creature with an amethyst exoskeleton, because that might require quite some work to get through it. Oh, there's like an actual military dwarf down in the caverns. What are you doing there?
Trying to look out. Tracking around like some kind of confused mustard.
I think trying to get out is actually accurate.
I mean, this is the kind of question that leads to unforeseen consequences. But what happens when amethyst comes into contact with magma?
But I think it probably melts, but I'm not sure.
It's probably not like diamond, and it's probably not going to sit there being on fire for ages. But
Someone appears to have got into one of my axe dwarves appears to have got into a fight with a Kia.
I'm sure the kid deserved it.
Yes, I expect so. It's just occurred to me that I should put the game log in the traditional place. But that's going to require a small amount of faff. Right, that's now working. Not that I'm going to bother watching it myself because I'm doing things. So I suppose the question I should now ask, given that this Forgotten Beast is getting close, is do we have the bolt throwers staffed? Yes, and here is that wayward axe dwarf heading into the fortress like a sensible dwarf. As our Forgotten Beast gratuitously flies over my moat. And descends into the killing zone. And, well, it's got hit by some. So it does still have muscles. It's only managed to get hit by a couple of bolts, mind, but before it reached the axe dwarf, who has immediately started attacking it with a pick, which is not quite the correct tool for an axe dwarf, but still.
is this dwarf notionally an axe dwarf, but currently lacking an axe?
Apparently so.
Oh dear. How very sad for the axe dwarf.
Well, I think they may also be a legendary miner, so like, yes, if you're a legendary miner but merely a proficient axe dwarf, then actually having a pick is best, probably.
This feels very much like net hack and thou shalt use a mattock as an archaeologist.
It looks like the Forgotten Beast has blood, in that it's bleeding it.
I mean, is it actually blood or is it amethyst juice in some state?
Ichor, strictly.
Ah, icky ore.
Yeah. I think that's because it's a mosquito, and that's what mosquitoes have.
Fair? Yes.
So I'm now just watching the combat log for that creature. Dizzy asks, are bolt throwers any good against mosquitoes, we wonder? Well, I suspect they're not much good against ordinary sized mosquitoes on account of it being quite hard to aim at an ordinary sized mosquito. Happily, giant mosquitoes are a lot bigger. Though it looks like the amethyst exoskeleton is not turning out very tough. An annoying feature of Forgotten Beasts is even when they're made of really interesting materials, you can't actually do anything with those interesting materials. Well, you can't do anything unusual with those materials, which was a thing I discovered in one of my early Dwarf Fortress games when we had a Forgotten Beast made of pewter. And like, no matter what I tried, I couldn't melt the like 2.5 tons of pewter that it had left behind to turn into anything useful. So similarly, I expect that we won't actually be able to use the amethyst exoskeleton for anything.
It just gets to sit there with rule of cool
Possibly, yes.
while you go, well, yeah, it looks cool, but it's cluttering up my hallway. Now what? Can I mine it? No.
So, right, struck it. The killing blow was that last flying copper bolt strikes the forgotten beast in the thorax, and the injured part is cloven asunder. And that has left behind a forgotten beast corpse of not very much value. I mean, we could still process it, but I think we would then... I mean, I kind of want to get out something that will be described as possibly it's amethyst. Oh, go on. Let's butcher forgotten beasts, even though it's pointless, because they, I think, have the same value as like rabbits in terms of body part value. If we modify this stockpile to take forgotten beast corpses.
We'll either have to turn this off again later so that we're not piling up random forgotten beast corpses, but ever more full of random shit. But
Well, I mean, forgotten beast corpses are not that common. Assuming they appear as one item in here and it's not like one item per forgotten beast. There doesn't appear to be an option for forgotten beast corpses. Quick check for like, is there a miscellaneous corpses setting? But I don't think so. So maybe we can't easily butcher it anyway. Maybe it's classified as a giant mosquito. I don't think it is, but if we ever do meet a giant mosquito, obviously we're going to need to butcher that, because I bet they have a high value.
part of me is also going, if the forgotten beast made of amethyst is in the same taxonomical what's name as a giant mosquito, I really want to have a word with your dwarf taxonomists.
They're probably dabbling taxonomists.
It's possible that even so, I mean, I think I would start with a what and proceed from there.
So is that my... Yeah, that's my shell stockpile. That's the spurious mussel shell that's in my horn stockpile. And then that's the bone stockpile, and that's the skull stockpile. Yes, that's fine. And we keep decorating these totems with additional bones. So, like an elkbird skull totem, which menaces with spikes of tiger bone. Right, so we've dealt with that forgotten beast, so now we can turn everything back into ordinary mode again. Like, we didn't actually manage to mine very much in the bedrooms in the time that took to be dealt with. We can station those two. We can switch that to ready. We can, yes, now close that, which is why I wanted to do that beforehand, and go from this corner to this corner, all the way up to that Z level. It should be back to not blueprint. And the siege engines we should load, we should train at that bolt thrower, we should load those 2 bolt throwers. Oh, Lawman Fathfash, siege operator. I was near to a siege engine. No, I'm not interested. Oh, but you should be interested in siege engines. They are, well, they're what we're trying to get you to use. No, you don't like siege engines. So the Forgotten Beast did not get to drink anyone's warm blood, which is slightly sad, especially if you're a Forgotten Beast. So someone is sleeping in this bed even though it's not their own bed. I mean, it's just an unallocated bed. He doesn't feel anything after sleeping without a proper room. He was annoyed after choking on smoke underground. Yes, sorry, there's a burning... Maybe I could actually work... I might be able to extinguish that burning gem. Maybe we should have a go. I'm sure this can't possibly go wrong.
Well, I can understand the not wanting to choke on the terrible fumes. Stream.
Oh yes, I was going to inspect the bed, that was it. It's not a bad bed. An exceptional kumquat wood bed studded with superior quality copper and encircled with bands of masterfully worked tiger bone. Menaces with spikes of exceptionally worked tiger tooth. Oh, I didn't know you could do that. I thought you could only have one decoration from a given species. But this one has tiger bone and tiger tooth. And exceptionally worked donkey bone.
I mean, tiger teeth seem like a good thing to make into spikes. They were already spiky.
Yes, but for some reason... Oh yes, it does menace with spikes. Excellent, good. I think that there are also donkey bone spikes. I think that's how that binds. Yes, once we've installed this door, we'll turn that into an official bedroom. Possibly assign it to the dwarf who's sleeping in it. What are you doing? Oh, you're installing the door. Right, yes, that's fine. So their bedroom door is a masterful limestone door studded with finely crafted copper encircled with bands of exceptionally worked elk bird bone, masterfully worked reindeer bone, and exceptionally worked tiger bone, and it menaces with spikes of exceptionally worked billen and finely crafted tiger tooth. So now we could at least make that into a bedroom. And then who's the person in the bedroom? It's Carol Atzulurist. If you want to open more of the weird things, you can. There are some slightly less weird things. Excuse me, Gareth is opening the weird pink wafers, well, beige wafers. Right, so now, unfortunately, this won't cause you to suddenly go, or cause Carol to suddenly go, oh wow, this is now my awesome bedroom I'm sleeping in. So it's not as good as it could be. I think my diggers have got distracted. Oh yes, how are you guys feeling about seeing that dead forgotten beast? You're all in and not feeling anything mood, probably because you've been exposed to too many dead goblins. What are you doing? Oh, you're cleaning up the forgotten beast blood. Yes, excellent. Keep up with that. More people get interrupted by Kias than by forgotten beasts in this fortress. Just quickly checking we've got enough soap. Yes, plenty of soap. Well, at least some soap. Are giant cave toads on the list? Yes. So, if we haven't already butchered the giant cave toad, we've already butchered the giant cave toad. Excellent. It will, in due course, be used to decorate things. A snowstorm has come. Unfortunately, our rubbish dump door is blocked with all sorts of spare clothes. Not that it matters, because the rubbish dump no longer stinks because we have automatic rubbish crushing technology in place. Stop nicking our stuff, Kias. I mean, you're nicking the stuff from the surface that the elves left behind, so it's not really our stuff, but it's kind of our stuff. On which subject? Why are those arrows not down here? Oh, because we've asked for you to put arrows as long as they're not made of any material or of any quality. Because, right, if we do that, then we'll actually put the arrows in the place where I intended to put the arrows. That will be better. Right, we have added yet more porcelain flooring to the dining room, which, like, really annoyed after sleeping on a rough cave floor. Look, 4 squares away, you could have been sleeping on a lovely porcelain brick floor, but for some reason you chose not to. Do you not observe that you are sleeping in the best dining room the world has ever seen? Well, maybe not quite, but something close. Bah. Still, we're making more bedrooms for you. On which subject? Aha, my approach to this unusual volcanic wall has found it reasonably safe. So I think we can dig out those gems. Okay, why are we getting... Oh, yes, so we have a... no, that wouldn't be relevant. Why is our decorate with tooth? It is set to not satisfied for next check, but we do seem to have spawned a second version of the job anyway, which isn't quite what I wanted. Oh well, I'm sure we'll find some more tigers eventually. So, yeah, I don't know how many more beds we need. We can at least... I mean, we've spotted someone else sleeping outside, so... If they're still there, then I'll... No, they've moved. I can't remember who it was. Oh, I should adjust this burrow to include the new bedrooms. Have a quick look around to see if there's anything else it should contain that it doesn't. Yeah, looks good. Oh, it should contain the watchtower, of course. That should be treated as inside the fortress. I'm not quite sure how to efficiently paint this diagonal corridor without just getting annoyed. Like, in theory, I could draw an enormous rectangle that covers it, as long as it doesn't cover too much else. There we go. Dizzy, it says, your watchtower is outside the main gate. Oh! Good point. Yes, okay, I agree. In that, I mean, it's in particular it's connected to the outside of the Barbican, or rather connected to the Barbican, and so in practice, of course, anyone in it is doing military service anyway. So it doesn't really matter. But yes, you're quite right that if we're trying to keep people inside the kind of fortress proper, they shouldn't be out there. It is slowly accumulating snow on its roof. The recruit staffing it still doesn't have a crossbow. It does have a water skin full of dwarven wine, so they won't get thirsty. But doesn't have a crossbow. Are we short of quivers or something? No. We have no shortage of quivers. I'll have to investigate that soon. All right, all of my miners are off mining high-value gems for me and discovering aquifers. That was not necessarily the most efficient route for you to reach that mine. Just someone getting into a fight with the Kia. Right, so we've dealt with that unusual volcanic wall. Now I would just want to scan the rest of this Z level for any more. Alright, I think the faint yellow diamond has burned itself out of existence. So I think the smoke is now clearing, I think. Oh no, there it is. Okay, let's see if we can... I mean, I could just... mark it as itself a pond, but I don't think that works. I think you have to pour water into a pond from above. So if we dig a staircase 1Z level up and then designate a little pond zone that consists of that square and the square directly over the... does it have to be contiguous or something? Or is it just that it doesn't... Maybe I need to make sure it's mined first. Let's mine it first. Right, the blingification of the new cabinets is happening already. I'm going to ask for this forgotten beast corpse to be disposed of, I think. Even though it's extremely heavy, it is also in the main entrance. Maybe we could persuade Akias to steal it for us. How are we off for porcelain bricks? We only have 2 at the moment. It does take a while to make them. We have some stock of coal. How's our arrows bin doing? That's better. We've now stuffed a load of arrows into it. Are there any bows in our... Not really, no. Well, let's stick all the bows we can find into the neighbouring arrow trap. And then otherwise fill it with weird and not very good weapons. So, oh, that was a yes, make Coke task being cancelled. I wonder if we care about that. What mining were you doing then? There was some interesting mining, I thought. Oh, we were trying to extinguish the faint yellow diamond, yes. So, what? Why has only one half of that staircase been mined? That's just annoying. Let's fit new beds into those 2 bedrooms. And also a door. Right, there's that. Those 2 bedrooms configured. So yes, 3 bedrooms with as yet no owner. So what I should do is make sure that we have, yeah, we do still have a decent supply of beds. Bit short of doors, it looks like, but we're also running out of storage space for furniture. So let's not make more of them immediately. What on earth are you eating? Oh, a strawberry. Okay. Well, if it nonetheless makes you blissful, that's fine. You can build a little bit more porcelain floor in there. Let's put a cabinet in some of these untidy bedrooms. Trying to find at least slightly decorated cabinets for this task. So I think if we need more bedrooms after this, we'll go down another Z level. Right, someone's claimed that one. Yes, not a very exciting cabinet. It's an exceptional microcline cabinet adorned with hanging rings of masterfully worked copper. But, like, it will at least provide somewhere to hang their clothes. Right, yes. You're not very happy, but maybe we need to make some more bronze. Maybe we need to find some more. Oh yeah, the. Actually, I can check, can't I? We can see whether we're still finding enough material to feed stockpiles by looking at. So someone is fetching lignite for the lignite stockpile, but no one is, I think, fetching bituminous coal for the bituminous coal stockpile. And like strictly, they're kind of interchangeable, so we don't really care. But maybe we should go out and mine some bituminous coal. Set a low priority automatic mining job down there. How are you feeling about your bedroom? It's a fantastic bedroom, which is a good start. Like, I'd prefer you to feel it's a bedroom like a personal palace, but blissful after sleeping in a fantastic bedroom. I slept in a bedroom. This could be bliss. That's Verity's situation at the moment. Yes, we're trying to get you some more bituminous coal. Don't worry. That's not bituminous coal, that's onyx. I mean, while we're there, we could mine some of that as well, I suppose. Food and drink situation all looks quite stable. Oh, it's spring. Boing. Do you get that on the feed? Message that says he's not responding. Don't know. Dizzy asks, was there a siege in winter at all then? I don't remember one. But I could be wrong. Right, so we are now down to one available bedroom, aren't we? Oh no, someone's assigned themselves that as well. Right, time to build more bedrooms. Higher priority mining than the bituminous coal. We go down one more Z level. I mean, yes, 2 wide corridors seem a bit extravagant, really. Let's imagine maybe only going 1 wide. And then we can do bedrooms. No, not like that. No. It does lead to weird offsets, but No. Slightly awkward when I'm having to guess where the character cell boundaries are.
Creeks have goats, and they have strange hat-rack creatures. Hat-rack is it? Nice try.
No.
It's not important something else in focus when you leave. It's
That might be enough bedrooms. Oh, let's build some more anyway. I mean, digging them out is cheap.
fair enough. Yes, perhaps a new thing with presumably to creatures the Firefox update needs to be it'll think of it as well. Perhaps the Firefox update means that it now likes control LQ as a thing, which has caused you to discover that Swordfish is also passing it through the deprecation as well as using it. How did you configure it to move desktops? It's in the customized findings, which I can't check now because I haven't got a middle button. Of course. I'm going to get rid of mouse and click.
Right, there we go. That will do. That's far too many bedrooms. Well, it's 180 degree rotationally symmetric at least. Right. Now I should stop cancelling or clearing the sparring events. Those are perpetual. So this appears to be a mostly granite layer. I wonder what we'll find down here. I can't remember what you usually get in igneous intrusive layers. Cobaltite apparently, how nice.
There were two consecutive key release events, but no key press event in the middle. I was wondering about testing that, but we've got that before I could even. Yes, well done.
Yes. I don't really have a good layout for bedrooms ever since I realised that you could share doors between multiple bedrooms as a good way of getting more value into your bedrooms. I think I decided that I preferred not doing it all with big long vertical stairways through the bedrooms like I did in Keskalokil. Yes, Keskalokil had the bedrooms accessed from above, which worked fairly well, except that it meant the water could access them from above, and frequently did. I don't think Hornblende is particularly interesting. Okay, we may actually be out of doors, as it were. Let's make some more. And we could probably do with some more beds soon. There we go. So we might want more gypsum. Yes, I don't know how the doors work that are autoclaves that are shared between two adjacent bedrooms. Like somehow a bedroom, somehow a door is a thing that occupies an entire square cell on the floor and is either present or absent, which is not how doors usually work. More autoclaves, more kittens, some galena, which is like a possibly useful thing to have found. Cassiterite, which is even more useful in that we can make bronze out of it, which would be great if we didn't already have iron. I mean, bronze still has the advantage of needing less coal to make than iron. So I think there is some argument for mining cassiterite. Let's set up a low priority job to mine that cassiterite. But building the bedrooms is treated as higher priority. I mean, I don't know, what are our criteria for making plaster? Are we just like producing vastly excessive quantities of it now, I wonder? Where even is the kiln? There it is. So that suggests we still have less than 10 plaster containing items. That's true, we do only appear to have 5 gypsum plaster in total, right. Like gypsum is really not in short supply around here. The only question is, where should I get it from? Let's just leave a few bits of mining up here while I see if I can find some gypsum up here. There's some. And what isn't gypsum around here appears to be primarily hematite, which is like reasonably valuable itself. So let's at least dig out the easily accessible gypsum from up here. Right, that's probably enough. So I observe some arrows left here by some visitors, which we can retrieve and use to fill traps. Also a quantity of kaolinite, which we might want at some point. It's going to involve proper mining soon. Ah, that was the snow melting all at once. And not somehow flooding the place with water.
You don't have any ghosts to let the water in.
There's some untidy little up ramps there that should be removed. Oops, not that one. Right there. Everything is getting sluggish. Do I need to deslug the system again? Not yet. Like, I'm sure my computer is in an unhappy state, but like, it's not quite sluggish enough to be worth it, and we've only got half an hour till midnight anyway. We found more cassiterite. Oh, and some lapis lazuli, that's nice. It's actually part of someone's bedroom wall. We should probably leave it there. Right, both of those bedrooms have been claimed. So let's put some more beds into places. How do you feel about your new bed? I think you were just sleeping there. Maybe not. How are you feeling about your bed? You think your bedroom's like a personal palace, which seems kind of amusing for a bedroom that is entirely made out of rough-hewn granite. Apart from the bed, of course. And the bed... Yes, okay. The bed is itself a personal palace, I think. Well-crafted durian wood encrusted with masterfully worked tapered baguette-cut moss agates, encircled with bands of exceptionally worked round brilliant-cut white chalcedonies, menaces with spikes of superior quality lavender jade and masterfully worked ruby, On the item is a finely designed image of Ilral, Gorge Viper, the dwarf, and dwarves in copper by Mebzuth Kilrudald. Because I appointed Ilral as a militia captain, and that appears to be it, but still. In particular, those spikes of ruby will make it a particularly palatial bedroom, or indeed bed. It might be Kilrud lead. No, I don't know. Okay, someone is already sleeping in that bedroom, and I haven't yet allocated it to be a bedroom yet because it doesn't. It does have a door. Okay, well let's mark those as bedrooms. And then the person in that bedroom is Ushri Ilonimush. So let's assign that bedroom to its current occupier because that just feels appropriate. We know they need a bedroom. And the person in that bed is Imush Muralakmesh. So let's equip another pair of bedrooms since we're apparently still in need of more. Even though this means the beds are going to be only slightly OTT. Yes, you can tell it's spring, it's raining rather than snowing outside. Yeah, there is a slight unfortunateness that the damn it, I've forgotten what I was going to say. Oh well. Bedroom. Yes, multiple bedrooms. Oh yes, that it's slightly unfortunate that the totems are the things that get most improved because they don't have a stockpile, so they end up lying around in the Grass Dwarf's workshop. And so when everyone goes, what can I stick these bones on? The answer is another a tiger skull totem that happens to be lying around in the Grass Dwarf's workshop. An animal has grown to become a stray guinea cock. That's nice. Right, and we are still making plenty of booze. Good. Right, and now we will quickly see how much cassiterite we can get from there. None at all. Right. Now I think the dwarves are going off to the surface to mine some stuff up there. Dizzy, it says you need a totem stockpile somewhere far away. Bones aren't very valuable anyway, and like your typical animal gives you an awful lot of bones. I don't think we have much of a shortage of bones to decorate things with. And like we're just getting ever more complicated totems. Indeed, in most cases, I think we may not be getting very complicated totems. It's just we have a lot of totems because we have a lot of skulls. Oh, we've run out of skulls now, more or less. As in, by which I mean we have fewer than 15. So eventually we will saturate the totems with decorations and then everything will be fine. Oops. So those bedrooms are still unassigned. Right, notice tiny bedroom with a microcline cabinet full of trousers and, well, more clothes in general.
If it was a larger bedroom, it would have a mini-climb cabinet.
Thank you. Right. So, military organisation then, or possibly building some more floors. Oh, we've got 9 porcelain bricks, so we could finish flooring. Oops, that wasn't what I meant. That corridor at least. What are you eating? You're eating raw potatoes, weird person. So, in particular, what are people equipped with? So the divine stones are our axe-type people, aren't they? But we do have this stupid sword. So we could pick someone in here. I mean, we could take... Well, what we really want is to change one of the settings in one of the equipments for to have this singing metal sword as its we've got a shortage of backpacks, haven't we? Only one of the people here has a backpack. I think that's backpack. Yes, that's backpack. That's water skin. So for some reason it doesn't appear in this list, just to annoy me. We could give one of the positions a sword and then try to appoint someone to that position who actually knows how to use a sword. Let's make it not the leader, because then they don't have to be a decent leader as well. So we'll take this one and say remove the battle axe, new weapon, specific weapon. No, I can't remember which one it was. It was port handle, the anvil of fortifying. Imom Utdar Uvno. And then we should be able to go person in second position. Do we know anyone, excuse me, who actually has the faintest idea how to use a sword? No, okay. In that case, we'll keep the current person who's in that position. But we should possibly put in some people to fill in the gaps in this squad. Right, so that will at least... So let's make some backpacks, which we can make out of leather. I think we're okay for leather at the moment. Right, we're going to get another artifact weapon, I think. Yes, what are the other weapons in this list then? There are a couple of family heirlooms which aren't actually here at the moment. Oh, don't we have some like weird bill and short swords? Yes. So Vetek Nom is a bill and short sword. Maybe we should have like actually a new squad that's equipped with artifact weapons, but mostly weird artifact weapons. We have Dirge Valves, which is a bill and crossbow. No, maybe not. Maybe we should assign that to we have an artifact copper mace, which surely our mace dwarves should have assigned themselves. Now, of course, I've already forgotten what it was called. Our artifact copper mace is called Gashin Galak. Sorry, Gashin Galak. Oh, I didn't confirm it apparently. Doesn't take long to pick it up when it's right next to you. So that's bill and crossbow. Til Shothor wasn't. Dirge Valve's also a bill and crossbow. Yes, we have 2 artifact bill and crossbows in this fortress. Yeah, that was one I was just looking at. The Armaneveka is another crossbow. And Port Handle, the Anvil of Fortifying, was that sword. So yes, some migrants have arrived. Oh, right, that's 7 more bedrooms we need at least. They don't seem still to be arriving, so that's good. Right, the outdoor mining is still waiting to be done. We have struck Marcasite. Okay, that's nice. Don't know that I was intending to strike Marcasite, but... And given that that's a vertical wall, it's probably not really worth having the slopes at the bottom of it anymore. Let's tidy that up as well. You're a very, very zoomy dwarf with a wheelbarrow. Right. So we need to equip at least 7 more bedrooms. Even if we hadn't already populated those ones. So hope we've got enough beds for this. Trying to choose the best quality beds, or at least the ones with the highest quality decorations, or at least, as we resort to whatever we can find, some decoration. Okay, and we might have enough doors by now. Apparently we do. Well, we have some anyway. Dwarves zoom around installing furniture. Including a bright blue door because it's made of cobaltite. It's curious, goblinite is the stuff you get when the goblins invade, but cobaltite is not the stuff you get when the kobolds invade. Because they generally don't. Right. Let's load more bedrooms set up. And they're probably acceptable quality. So that's going to have consumed the 10 beds that I asked to make, isn't it? So let's set some more beds into construction. Though actually we should get fairly few more dwarves because I have set a population cap of 100 in order to try to keep the frame rate reasonable. Let's at least finish this 4x4 cluster of things, chairs and tables. So let's see what I can find by way of stupidly nice tables. Okay, that limestone table looks like a good limestone table to install. It has it's 2 layers of exceptional. So I think it's that one. And what's the best? What's a really good throne? That one's not bad. A masterwork decorated exceptional limestone throne, which would kind of go with it. That's utterly stupid. The masterwork decorated exceptional shale throne. So that one of those two, I don't actually know which. Oh well, it doesn't really matter if it's the wrong one. It'll still be a stupidly overly decorated item of furniture. So that was the intended table, the one encrusted with exceptionally worked round sardonyx, cabochons, spikes of exceptionally worked copper, exceptionally worked morion, image of Feb Page Maintenance the Dwarf in blue diamond. That's actually it, but the blue diamond representation is probably the best thing. So was that the throne I aimed for? Yes, it was. Value 7,200, encrusted with exceptionally worked briolate cut blue diamonds, studded with well-crafted copper, encircled with bands of tiger bone, masterfully worked elk bird antler by Rovod Sagittariist, and exceptionally worked reindeer hoof. The throne menaces with spikes of exceptionally worked donkey bone, exceptionally worked sardonyx, and exceptionally worked star sapphire. On the item is an exceptionally designed image of Deles Singed Girder, the dwarf and dwarves in sapphire, by Onal Amalzaneg, relating to the election of said dwarf to the position of mayor. On the item is a masterfully designed image of dimple cups in tiger tooth, by Rovod Sagittariist. On the item is an exceptionally designed image of the Palisade of Belts, the tall giant dingo bone helm in black diamond, by Onul Amalzaneg. On the item is a superiorly designed image of dwarves in white chalcedony, by Onul Amalzaneg, relating to the foundation of filled tombs. On the item is an exceptionally designed image of two gizzard stones in moss agate. What? By Onul Amalzaneg. Yes, that's quite an extravagant throne. That will have pushed the value of our already stupidly overvalued dining room even further, and continue to cause bliss to anyone who experiences the place. I think gizzard stones are treated as a kind of gem cut by the game. Okay, you're not actually asleep, you're just clambering over someone. Which has the weird consequence that, as in this case, people will make artworks depicting gizzard stones. We so far seem. I think someone just assigned themselves one of those bedrooms, didn't they? No, maybe not. So yes, we might have enough bedrooms now. We'll see. So we've got like several artifact crossbows, haven't we? So we should possibly see if we can get the syrups of starting to actually be generally equipped with artifact crossbows. So among the artifact crossbows are such diverse elements as dirge valves, Gethos Bzur, Oh, that's the wrong. Right, that's better.
That's something in sort of freelance, wasn't it?
It also seems to be causing more assignment of other things, which is good. Also,
Of course, I'm sure there's something else that's very terribly important on me and everything like that.
Vetek Nom Dishman. No, that's a sword. Good. That means I don't have to finish pronouncing its name.
It normally isn't released, does it?
Tiles Sother is a crossbow.
Conveniently, I've put the customised bodies at the right time. Okay, so I've done it in the command. By Detroit, it's all East, isn't it? I don't think that.
Oh, now we seem to actually be getting all of the items appearing on the list, which is helpful. I think that's
That's still jumping forward to the video.
quiver. I'm not sure what that is. Looks like there might be a bit of a shortage of metal footwear out there. Oh, Amanaveka is the divine one. Oops. So we still need to make some armor, don't we? We're like could do with a decent quantity of steel high boots and steel gauntlets. Let's schedule those. Go for 10 of each. Right, so how has our additional mining gone out here? Well, there's clearly been some because we've reduced the
I think I'm still seeing some key release. I've seen some key release events.
let's get a bit more gypsum.
That command you made with a T in the Phoenix one. Yes, it does matter.
So I'm just going to tag a bunch of stuff that may as well be mined. Bring that back so it's a cliff. wrong button. Have I accidentally scheduled that for mining in some way? Let's cancel it just in case I did. Right. Just wanting to observe how people are, how blissful people are in the dining room. Apparently there's also a tastefully arranged seat there. Thank you, yes. I don't need Ubuntu's update system turning up while I am trying to see IRC on that laptop. So, how are we doing for spare bedrooms? Have they all been assigned yet? No, good. Right, I think things are okay in the bedroom area. So, yes, I'd set us to work making more steel gauntlets, hadn't I? And that does seem to be underway. And like we should, all being well, automatically make more steel bars as necessary. So, oh yes, we got briefly distracted by, yes, mining a little bit of bituminous coal there, which has now been done, and like will be supplying us with at least slightly more coal, but I think we probably want even more. That has not ended up being mined. That's annoying. Right, the diamonds are almost worn out. Well, are getting very worn. But I don't understand why we haven't mined there. Maybe the smoke is just too annoying. Oh well. I think I'm going to give up on trying to save the diamonds. So let us continue scanning this layer for any more unusual volcanic walls, which I think we found all of. Yes, I haven't spotted any on that sweep. Right, next layer up. If you are watching this stream and in a position to say such things to me, and you notice an unusual volcanic wall that I'm overlooking, do let me know. Like with a note of which Z level it was on, and roughly where. There's one. What do they look like? They look like this. A 3x3 square made out of obsidian, which is these shaded dark grey on light grey squares, and with quite a lot of different coloured gems scattered around them. They are not very easy to spot, which is why I'm not very good at spotting them. This should be a high priority. Let's check. Let's set the mining priority. So no, it's not any particular. The pink gems there are amethyst, which are like worth having, but they're not a thing I'm hunting for. These are the things I'm hunting for. This cluster of gems around obsidian, and they're particularly high value gems. So anyway, staircase, high priority, upward from there to there. No, not in mining mode, that's just going to be confusing. Also, that's not a staircase. I mean, it's not in auto mine mode, right. And then up at this level, let's clear out the whole 3x3 area and then dig downwards there. Yes, yes, Seb says, so lots of different colour gems in a small rectangle, yes. I mean, I think I've got most of them now, but... And yes, they're interesting because they sometimes contain, well, because they contain very high value gems, which is useful for making very high value furniture, and they sometimes contain ludicrous divine weapons or magma. The magma is kind of dangerous. Oh, we're actually a bit short of leather. That wasn't meant to happen. So Z27 top right. Let's have a quick look. If you're referring to that, it looks at first glance like it, but it isn't, because it's not made. That's lapis lazuli, and it's not made of obsidian. That's more suspicious. But I think, yes, that was one, but isn't anymore. We've dug that out already. So these dark stripes are obsidian, yes. Nominally, that's a mid-shade tile, but those appear as stripes in Bedstead. Now I've lost the one that I was actually sending someone to deal with. Let's find the person who's dealing with it. Gems are not actually that star, but the sun with rays type star. Not that, of course, your terminal shows you precisely the same stars as on my screen in the way that my terminal does. I mean, I'm not saying I desperately need other people's help with this so much as that it's something where, okay, I think we're suffering from disastrous running out of memory. So I'm going to save urgently now before before the Killer takes out Dwarf Fortress, or even more irritatingly, Ex-Wayland. And then, like, it is after midnight. Maybe I should stop, but I kind of was in the middle of a sentence. I don't want to do that. So because I don't feel that it's the right moment, I'm going to restart. I do have a fairly stupid amount of swap. Like it's like quite a significant proportion of my of the SSD on this machine. But even with 32 gigabytes of RAM and 32 gigabytes of swap, the system still runs out of memory in a stupid fashion. Anyway, that's fixed now, I think. I am still getting messages, so I'm going to quickly check. No, look, you've got 16 gig of... Oh, okay, I've only got 16 gigabytes of swap and 32 gig of RAM. Right, that cluster did not turn out to be full of either magma or divine weaponry. So we will just dig up the gems. Actually, let's make that a slightly higher priority, digging up the gems, because we don't want random jobs in the caverns being attended to when we're not expecting it. That means we've got a bunch more bricks we could use to make nice floors in here, doesn't it? There we go. Okay, I think so. Whoever was doing that mining has done it while I wasn't looking. What was that? Capital R entering the fortress. Oh, it's a giant rat. Will probably get scared off by the dogs. Yes, there he goes. Right. Good. That was quite scared. Anyway, let's stop following this rat. It's getting too exciting. Right, so that's that little cluster of gems sorted, which will keep us in extravagant furniture for a little while longer. We have successfully paved another piece of our increasingly ludicrous dining room. Let's see how we are for bedrooms, in case I can remember that. Clearly some of these are getting occupied and causing bliss, as is often the way. But we do still have some quantity of unoccupied bedrooms. There's a dead Kia out there. Who is having a strange mood and how is it going? All right, we're going to need to pay attention to that. What are you missing? If all you need is cut gems and shining bars of metal, we have plenty of those. That's odd. I should look into that when we get back. Dizzy says, I think the goblins and necromancers are building up a massive army and that's why they haven't turned up again. Didn't we get the goblins fairly recently? Now the elves, We haven't seen them for a while. So yes, I'm slightly concerned by that, because surely we have plenty of both cut gems and... Okay, maybe we don't. Maybe we are actually weirdly short of cut gems. I mean, that's not hard to fix. Yeah, okay, we do actually have a shortage of cut gems. Right, well, that's going to be some confusion on my part, because we should have plenty of cut gems. Like the task to encrust with cut gems should stop well before we run out. But apparently it didn't. But that shouldn't be a problem, because someone's about to get us some cut gems. Indeed, we should have some gems on their way up here right now. Indeed, what's our rough gems situation? That is an empty bin. No one's bringing something up either. Oh well, we'll sort that out next time. Right now, I will say that it is officially time to stop rather than unofficially time to stop. And save again. And yawn slightly. And say good night. Oh, failed to close the thing. Good night.